Okay, so as promised, I said I would look into how to extract traits used in FactoryGirl, where we have multiple uh, records or models that have the same type of relationship with tracks. So in this case, we have genres, uh, we have media types, and we have playlists that have tracks. So we wanted to look into how can we take out that repetitive logic where we have these callbacks that set tracks. And we'll go into this album factory. Tracks genre has with tracks, right? So here we have transient track count. After create, we add it. And if we go to media types, we have identical logic saved for the attribute type. So how could we maybe clean this up, dry this up with a trait? Let's dive into how we do that. As we can see, all of our tests are passing. Let's start by making a traits factory in our factories directory. We're going to touch into spec factories traits RB. Go ahead and just copy media type setup. All we do is actually want to make a global trait. So now it's not nested within a factory. So media type will actually become object. This is by default. And instead of creating a list, we want to just take the object tracks and shovel in a create list of tracks. And let's say evaluator track count. Okay, so now we have a global trait called with tracks. We have a transient value still matching the kind of setup we had in the other setups. Let's take out this create list that was defined for media type. And now we have an abstracted kind of generic trait that can handle any after callback with the object and tack on some tracks that are associated with that object. So we should get some failures now if we run our tests. We'll have maybe duplicates. Looks like we don't, but I don't know which one they're getting. So we have the same exact trait defined, nested within genre factory, media type factory, and playlist factory. Let's throw a pry in real quick, see if we even get into this. I'm just seeing if the existing ones override. It looks like they do, because we didn't get that pry. So let's go ahead and go back to the factories that do have this trait already. And we'll start with playlists, and we'll comment out this kind of nested trait. Run this. So in our test, we're calling with track somewhere, and it looks like it does work. So this is awesome. Go back to traits. Pry in. Just look at that object variable. The playlists is hitting this generic kind of global track of with tracks, or trait with tracks. If we look at object here, we're looking at a playlist. Cool. So let's go. We have refactored playlist. Let's go ahead and take that out. And let's go to media types. We'll take this out. Factory is nice and slim. Let's double check our tests. Pry is out. Okay. Test pass. Awesome. Let's go to genres. Take out this with tracks. Test that. I believe that was the last of it. So we have genres, artists, and with albums. What's interesting is we actually didn't refactor albums. So if we go to the album model test here, we created a list kind of hard-coded here. And what's awesome now is since we have the kind of abstract with tracks trait, we can just throw in with tracks. Let's say track count 3. So what we're doing now on line 18 is actually covering what we do in line 21. So let's take out line 21. And let's create a second album with tracks, track count 1. Let's take this out here. should go off without a hitch. Have a hitch. So we want create album. We need to put the trait first. And then we can do attributes. Let's do we don't actually look at the title of that. Let's just skip that title. So there we saw the kind of utility of extracting the with tracks trait to the kind of global scope. Again, to review, we added a traits RB, and we put that trait in there with tracks, where it takes this object after create, and we can use that for any record that has a many tracks association. All right, hope that worked out, and happy testing.